CEO Linda Yaccarino, is that how I pronounce her name?
Yeah.
How much time do you think she's got left? Like, she's just been brought in as the fall guy, right? Like, for when this all falls apart.
Yeah.
You are going to be, this is what, like, Tony Soprano did in, I think it was like the first or second season of The Sopranos. He let Junior pretend like he was the head of the mafia so that he could just run it from behind and have Junior take all the, slings and arrows. I think Junior ended up in jail for a while because of it too, actually. So this is Junior essentially in The Sopranos.
But so then talk to me about this comment that Elon Musk made just a week ago saying he wanted to make it all subscription to fight the army of bots. And when I heard that news, I thought two things. Number one, I would be surprised if you, whose background is in free ad-supported content on all the broadcast
I think my background is being a very senior executive.
Senior executive, but I would be surprised if you didn't want to have some free version of X. And I'm curious if you agree, or if you think it all should be subscription-based. And my question for you was, the two things I thought was, I would be curious to know if you thought that was a good plan. And second, how much he consulted you, because yes, you were brought in as CEO, that is your title, but you don't cover product.
Right.
All of the product teams report to Elon Musk, and as a result of that, there's been a lot of.
Anyone in this room?
Can I finish, please? Wait, Linda,
sure.
Let me finish. Please, let me finish.
Sure.
As a result of the fact that the product team does not report to you, the product team at Meta reports to Mark Zuckerberg. Because the product team does not report to you, there has been speculation that you are in more of a COO role or a CBO role, a CEO in name only role.
You know what's funny is that we talk about that a lot at X.
Pause it for 1 second. I'm going to bet this isn't actually funny.
Well, I think after this, we have to go to the very beginning of this because, like, why she's so pissed. But, I mean, first, a little context. Elon Musk, a while ago, said there are actually only 3 titles that actually mean anything for a corporation: president, secretary, and treasurer. All these others are basically made up. So CEO is a made-up title. CFO is a made-up title. General counsel is a made-up title. That last one, I would say, like, maybe don't have your general counsel. Maybe don't look at that like a made-up title. But
I don't even have a lawyer for our general counsel. I just got a guy who's just like...
Reddit. I just got some guys on Reddit. But if we go to the very beginning...
Well, wait, should we hear this first?
Is there more of this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Because what she's so off wrong-footed by this because she was sort of ambushed by a Yoel Roth.
Okay. Let's do this a little... Just go back a little bit and we'll...
that you are in more of a COO role or a CBO role, a CEO in name only role.
You know what's funny is that we talk about that a lot at X. As you know, it's a very flat organization, and the teams are very empowered to perform at their highest levels. So I'm not sure what your definition of, or how you want to kind of wiggle me into an answer of, are you really just a COO or I don't know.
CEO in name only.
Okay, yeah, not nice. But that being said, I think what Elon and I talk about a lot, number one, always starts with the user experience. And that has to be primary. But I want to go back to your, he runs product, he runs technology, he leads a team of exceptionally talented engineers. And who's kidding who? I don't care what the structure is at Meta, but who wouldn't want Elon Musk sitting by their side running product?
I see a show of hands.
There may be a few show of hands to get the cute chuckles you're getting, but I would say the percentages in this room are about 99% who would say no to that, and 1% of maybe personal opinion.
So,
well, one thing that I think we can say safely about her is that her math skills, not so great.
My goodness. But yeah, so the reason this entire thing has been a train wreck is because at this conference they had this Yoel Roth who has been very sharply critical of Elon Musk because he was involved in safety for a little bit until he was fired. But this is the very beginning of it when she's like the host is sort of apologetic for it, but like wants to give her a chance to address it, and she doesn't address it well.
But I want to make sure to get to give you an opportunity to respond to Yoel Roth.
I pause it. Wait, so he came on before this? Or
yeah, he was a
did he ask
surprise addition to a different earlier panel about an hour earlier.
Okay.
About an hour ago.
Chuckles. You're chuckling.
Just for full context, you joined Twitter in June. And Yoel did leave long before you got there. He was at Twitter for about 5 weeks after Elon Musk took over the platform. So you did not overlap. But he's describing, terrible things that happened to him and also his experience at a company that months later you have come to run. I want to give you an opportunity to respond to him.
I'd be happy to respond. I think I've been given about 45 minutes.
Yes, and also full disclosure, as many of you saw, he was a very late addition to the schedule, a surprise both to me and Linda that he was added here. So not something that either of us were fully prepared for.
I think many people in this room were not fully prepared for me to still come out on the stage. But here we are.
You shouldn't have.
So thank you for asking the question. And Julia's right, we have known each other for a very long time and have had a very long, deep, strong relationship. So when situations like this happen unexpectedly,
So mad.
maybe they were unexpected, we stay strong together. So we're going to move on. But I do want to address...
Oh my God.
I think let's go a little bit more.
Yoel and I don't know each other. He doesn't know me. I don't know him.
You know the company?
I work at X. He worked at Twitter. X is a new company building a foundation based on free expression and freedom of speech.
That costs $8 a month.
Twitter, at the time,
free.
was operating on different sets of rules, as said by himself, different philosophies and ideologies that were creeping down the road of censorship. It's a new day at X, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, incidentally, I had only 12 posts yesterday responding to me saying that you are Jewish.
That's, if we wanted to.
Honestly, it's amazing. The number of times that I get, you are Jewish. They either write it out or there are a lot of memes, apparently, where there's somebody pointing, going, you are Jewish.
The follow-up.
I've got to come up with like one that goes like maybe like where I'm going, I know.
Right.
Like the Kevin James sort of hands in the pocket.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
Well, if they could follow up, and maybe we want to move on, but they follow up with saying, yeah, Yoel Roth says that he and even you get a lot of death threats. Like, how do you deal with those? And she's like, it's part of being in the arena, basically, but if executives are having trouble with death threats, they should contact me directly. And it's like, that's not really a solution.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a systematized, like... If they're important enough to know me, then maybe we can do something about it.
But yeah, I mean, absolute car crash of an interview, and you don't see those very much and for so long.
Yeah, she's like really seriously weird. Like almost like off-putting for a CEO.
I mean, how normal are you going to be if you're going to take a job with Elon Musk? And get up there and defend that cesspool. It really is a cesspool.
I think a lot of people are surprised I even showed up at all. Like, no, you're a CEO. This is your job. Like, what are you talking about?
We're on the edge of our seats about what you're going to tell us about. And incidentally, the only things that people cared about she didn't talk about.
Right.
The thing that people care about is he really going to charge for this?
And did he consult you at all, or was he just talking?
Like, is this like Donald Trump saying that we're going to war with China and didn't do anything after that, or whatever it is?
Yeah, Mike Isaac, a good reporter for New York Times, said this may be one of the poorest executive interviews I've ever seen. A pro would spend maybe 60 seconds addressing the ambush, even if they were caught off guard, and then quickly move on to what you actually were there to say, not dwell on it.
Meanwhile, here's where Elon Musk was yesterday.
This is real time, unfiltered, there's no preconditions, no nothing. This is what you see is what I see. So, it could be like a little bit, herky-jerky at times, because this is not like, a piece that's being filmed and then subsequently edited and whatnot. This is, live. This is the raw feed you're seeing right here.
Pause it for 1 second. Just want to make it clear what you're watching. You're watching the owner of one of the largest social media companies in the world spend a couple of minutes explaining the concept of a live stream.
In the few minutes of solid connection he has, he redundantly explains the forum he's on.
Let me explain to you what's going on here. This is going to freak you out, but this is totally live. I'm doing this from my phone. Just want you to know that. So there's no editing going on here. This is live.
There's no camera guy. If you couldn't just look into my sunglasses and see my...
I always, whenever I've got a camera guy follow me, I always do this. Yeah, go ahead. All right, let's keep going.
A piece that's being filmed and then subsequently edited and whatnot. This is, live. This is the raw feed you're seeing right here.
Yeah.
So,
9,000 viewers.
All right, with that. Oh, and actually, let me preface this by also saying that I am, as an immigrant to the United States, I'm extremely pro-immigrant. And I believe that we need a greatly expanded legal immigration system, and that we should let anyone in the country who is hardworking and honest and will be a contributor to the United States, we should have expedited legal approval for anyone who sort of falls in that category. But then by the same token, we should also not be allowing people in the country if they're breaking the law. That doesn't make sense. The law is there for a reason. So, I think we want to do both things: smooth out legal immigration, and then stop the sort of a flow of people that is of such a magnitude that is actually leading to a collapse of social services, where even America's largest city, New York, is buckling under the pressure of just how many illegal immigrants are going to New York. If New York can't handle it, well, pretty much no part of the country can. So if we don't do something soon, we're just going to have, like I said, a collapse in social services, as we're already seeing in New York.
I mean, I don't really have much of an issue with what he's saying here. And in fact, he also gets it right in terms of the sequencing. We need to make it much easier for people to become citizens of this country.
Fully protected citizens.
And fully protected citizens. And if they're, willing to come and work, I mean, assuming it's not, obviously sometimes maybe they're old and their kids are here, which I think, then they'll be doing social reproduction by taking care of their kids at one point. But yes, we should
the Democrats
streamline. That's exactly what immigration reform is. And there is one party
exactly
that is standing in the way of that. And that is the Republican Party. And they've been standing in the way of that for decades now. Decades. And he just said it in that thing. We got to do this, then we got to make sure that nobody's breaking the law. And let's be clear. When you come in and ask for asylum, and AOC made this point the other day, I guess you played the clip. When you come in and you ask for asylum, U.S. law, international law says, step at 1 foot in the country, you declare that you're here for asylum, you get an expedited hearing that says, is there any real, legitimate, even claim associated with this? If there's not, you get deported. If there is, then you wait for an actual hearing because that's the law. So when you enter in and if you ask for asylum, you are legal. Just in the same way, if you come to this country from, I don't know, Turkey, and you have a visa, and you come off the plane, and you got a visa, and they stamp your visa, you are legal. I just use Turkey because I'm pretty sure you need to have a visa to enter in the country.
And to your point, Sam, about like the Republican efforts on immigration relative to Democrats, behind him in that video is the guy who invited him to Eagle Pass, Texas, which is Texas Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez.
I mean,
like,
he's retweeting Stephen Miller. Like, he's a Republican op.
If there is anything even remotely earnest about him thinking that there should be more benevolent legal pathways to citizenship, he would not be with the.
Let's get a number. Yeah, put a number down, Elon. Have the GOP say this is how much more immigration we're going to allow into this country, and how much we're willing to like put towards funding, processing people.
And then we can start trying to figure out, like actually sit down and figure out how can we in some way attempt to repair what we broke in these Central American, Latin American countries. And that's basically just sort of like figuring out which entities in any given country have the best shot at trying to rebuild civil society and maybe providing them funds.